Today I'm going to cook along with my daughter, and we are going to cook vegan Thai coconut soup. And for that we need 1 liter of vegetable broth, low sodium soya sauce, low fat coconut milk, maple syrup, onion, garlic, ginger, turmeric, some rice noodles.
Hi, so today we're going to get started with the coconut Thai soup, and what we're first going to do is going to heat a large vessel with some oil.
We already have the broth boiling in this pot, and with the vegetable broth in it, it's about 1 liter of vegetable broth being boiled here.
So we put about 1 teaspoon of oil. We're going to wait for it to heat up a little bit, and then we're going to add our onions, kind of roughly chopped. Shiv, can you get out something to mix this with?
Yes, let me grab us. Now we're going to stir the onions a little bit so they cook properly. You're going to cook these onions till they're a little clear, or brown, however you prefer it. Now can you add the garlic? And once again, we stir the onions and garlic together.
Do not cook it on high heat. About 6 if you are cooking on induction.
Yes, thank you for the tip.
Keep stirring it. We are going to use some red Thai curry. Once the onions are a little bit brown, and then we will add the red curry. You can make it from scratch, the curry paste, or you can buy vegetarian red curry paste from the supermarket.
Get some of these onions off. Some more ingredients. Are these brown yet? Not yet.
Now we are going to add some ginger to it. Cook for another 2-3 minutes, and then add the red curry paste. About 2 teaspoons of red curry paste.
Now, could you add the 2 tablespoons of red curry paste into the onion, garlic, and ginger mixture?
Water.
And now, here is the 2nd spoon of curry paste.
Then we have to add curry powder, 2 teaspoons. So I guess we don't have curry powder, but we will use garam masala
instead. Okay, now we have the garam masala powder, so we're going to add that into our onion, garlic, and Thai paste mixture.
About 2 teaspoons.
Yeah, 2 teaspoons.
Then we will need some turmeric powder, about half a teaspoon.
And now we have the turmeric powder, so now we're going to add the half teaspoon.
That's about half.
Yes.
Now we give it a good mix.
Yes. You want to make sure that all the ingredients are nice and mixed together. And if your Thai curry paste is a bit chunky, that's okay. That's how it is before we add the coconut milk.
So now we need to add 1 cup of coconut milk. We're using a lighter version, but you can also use full fat if you want.
It all depends on your preference.
But if you want a healthier version, oops, splash it. Light is good.
Yeah. Now we pour it in. And we mix everything into the coconut milk.
And now we're going to add the broth, this whole 1 liter of broth.
And please make sure you're safe when pouring the hot broth. You don't burn yourself. Preferably do this process slowly. Now you take the pot and put it in the sink.
Now we have to just bring this to a boil.
Yes.
Smells good.
Smells very nice.
We need to add some soya sauce. I have the soya sauce, which is reduced salt. You can use the regular one too.
But first we have to let this boil and then simmer it for 5 minutes.
Before adding the soya sauce.
Soup is coming to a boil. We have started boiling water in another pot, and we are going to add the noodles to it while the soup is being cooked.
So while the soup is simmering and we're cooking the noodles, I think it's a good idea to add a little bit more protein into the meal. And one way you can do that is by adding tofu. Tofu is really easy to cook, doesn't really have a taste, so you can add it in whatever you want. So here I have 1 block of tofu. I'm just cutting it to little pieces, and then I'll add it in the soup, and while it's bubbling along, the tofu will absorb the flavor from the soup.
While she's working on the tofu, I'm going to cook the rice noodles. I'm using about 300 grams of rice noodles. We let it cook for about 8 to 9 minutes.
Okay, now I'll add in the tofu. So now we're gonna add the soy sauce. So while the soup is simmering low, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1.
And be careful in adding soy sauce to make sure it doesn't splash onto you. Preferably wear an apron when handling soy sauce, especially if you're wearing clothing that's light, like pink or white.
And next we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can also add honey or any other alternative, even sugar if you want. And last but not least, we have lime juice. Preferably you should put in a fresh lime, but we don't have a fresh lime at the moment, so we just got some lime juice. I think about a tablespoon. But if you have a real lime, then the juice of 1 lime.
And preferably when buying limes, it should be, because when fruits aren't in season, they don't always taste the best.
So now we'll just let this simmer, and once the noodles are done, we will put in the noodles into the soup, and then your soup is done. And if you want, you can add some coriander, some sesame to garnish, but other than that, soup is done, almost.
Yes, it's almost done.
The noodles are cooked and now we are ready to put it in the soup. Be careful, the soup is sure it doesn't splash. Slowly put all the noodles in. Simmer it for another 5 to 6 minutes and then soup is done, and then we will garnish it with some coriander. Just want to let you know that this is a whole meal since we have the soup and the noodles together, so it is quite filling. Enjoy.